As the year draws to a close, the noise recedes, and what remains are the sounds that stayed with us, the voices that traveled quietly through decades, shaping memory without demanding attention. Some music does not chase moments, it outlives them.
And for millions across the world, that enduring sound emerged in the 1990s through a band whose music blended soul, pop, and restraint at a time when excess was everywhere. At the center of that sound was a voice recognized instantly for its warmth, clarity, and emotional honesty.
And Tunde Baiyewu is the international singer and songwriter whose work helped define one of the most successful British music acts of his generation, selling more than 15 million records worldwide and creating songs that continue to resonate across cultures and ages.
Across multiple platinum albums and global tours, the music endured, not because it chased trends, but because it trusted simplicity, melody, and meaning. And while eras shifted, the voice remained unmistakable.
I really love to be alone without all the ache and pain and the April showers. But it ain't long before I long for you like a ray of hope.
Today, Tunde Baiyewu stands in a new creative chapter focused on intimate songwriting, a live performance, and a renewed artistic direction shaped by the great troubadours of the past. Just days ago, he was here in Lagos, present at the Arise News end-of-year party, connecting with a community that understands music and culture, memory and shared experience.
My heart's falling cold, 'cause my hands they let go. I turn away my eyes to try and find what's mine, to try and find what's mine. And I'm losing what's real when I only try to feel the beat of my own heart. I forget where you are. I forget where you are.
And this Yuletide season, we bring the international singer and songwriter and the unmistakable voice behind Lighthouse family, Tunde Baiyewu, into the Newsday studio for an exclusive conversation about music, legacy, reinvention, and what it means to remain authentic across decades. Welcome to Newsday.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
to have you.
Thank you.
And happy holidays as well.
Yeah. It's like watching this, like, this is your life. It's like looking at my own history. It's interesting to watch. But yeah, thank you.
Very good. So, Goodbye Heartbreak is one of my favorites. For reasons
From experience.
From experience, but I'll leave it like that. So let's talk about your growing up. Earlier on before we came and we talked about a few things about the origins of Lighthouse family, and what about your growing up, Lagos, Nigeria, and of course England as well?
Yes. So I mean, I was born in London, and at the age of, I think, 5, my biological father passed away. So my mum decided to relocate back to Lagos, Nigeria. So she brought my sister and I back. So from that age, I grew up in Lagos, really. Went to staff school, Akoka, did my secondary school, a bit of my secondary schooling in Lagos, and then eventually went to a boarding school in Ondo State, African Church Comprehensive High School. Spent 2 years there. And then at the age of like 16, 17, I think, I relocated back to the UK. So, and then went to university there and all that sort of stuff. And Lighthouse family started I graduated in 92, I think. And straight away we got a record. We got a 6-album record deal based on one song, which was Ocean Drive, which is pretty much like, I don't think that happens, I'm not, we never took it for granted. It was an amazing thing to happen. But that was the genesis of the whole thing. That's how it happened. So when I meet people nowadays, especially when I come to Nigeria, I mean, I have lots of Nigerian friends in London. We hang out and do stuff. I come to Nigeria quietly on the down low from time to time. But I think people are usually surprised when they hear me speak Yoruba because they don't think I
was coming to that. I was coming to that because you just gave me a good explanation or understanding of why you spoke that thick accented Yoruba that you spoke earlier. But let's talk about some of your evergreen music. For instance, the Ocean Drive that you just talked about. Did you ever think that it would still be relevant and, still bring back memories when people, sing it, listen to it now?
Yeah, I don't think you can ever plan for that type of thing. Really, the truth of the matter is, this is how we do it anyway. You make music predominantly, firstly, for yourself. You write. It's a bit like writing a letter to a friend or having an intimate conversation with a friend. So you write music for yourself, something that makes you feel good about yourself. Now, when it's out of your hands, it's not yours anymore. Other people make it their own. It means, that's why I hate saying what a song is particularly about because I like to hear how other people interpret them. So yeah, you can never plan for how well a song will do. All you can do is put all your heart and love into it, make it the best you can, and then it's like a child, you just have to set it free and let it go out and do its own thing. But what is always amazing is when that song goes and on its own little journey around the world and becomes a part of people's lives. They'll tell you these stories all the time. It's always so endearing when people then come back to you and tell you, oh, this song, like Ocean Drive or Goodbye Heartbreak, how much it means to them and how much it's helped them through a difficult patch in their lives. That is always a very humbling experience.
All right, let's go down memory lane and take a listen to Ocean Drive for a few seconds.
Sun's gonna shine on everything. Sun's gonna shine on everything you do. The skies.
Maybe we should give you a... All right. So how do you come up, with the lyrics, the melody and stuff? Earlier on, we were talking about his career, as in regarding the course of study, and of course his love for music, and how does he marry both together? And does the call as an accountant,
right?
Does how did he develop into music as well? Because to many people out there,
yeah, it's such a strange thing to juxtapose those two, isn't it? It's kind of the opposite worlds. I don't know. I think part of my growing up in Nigeria as a kid, I think our culture has a very spiritual component to it. It's even in the language and the proverbs, all of that. So I've always had that as a kid. When I was young, my mum enrolled me in the choir, so I used to be a chorister, and I loved hymns. There was something about hymns that I didn't even believe hymns were written by people.
So the foundation was already been...
It was already there. And so whenever we're making music, and Lias Family, to me, is there's a very strong spiritual component to it. And I think that is kind of, it's not like kumbaya type of thing, but it's just like having a simple, intimate conversation with a friend and just airing your feelings and stuff, but with a bit of that spiritual perspective that I mentioned. So I'd say a lot of it comes from that. The other thing is maybe it's because I grew up in the church and sang in the choir. I found that I had a natural knack for doing things musically. I'd get melodies would just pop into my head, and I'd be able to. But also, I went and studied that stuff. Even after when I graduated. When we started making music professionally, I actually thought, well, I have to learn how to do this stuff. So I went.
Skill acquisition.
So I studied and learned music, and particularly songwriting. And so a lot of it comes from that. But without getting too heavy, I always say, It's like the spiritual component and that aspect of just like we're having a conversation here, just like having a chat. And
you know, it plays in the heads of some of us too. It's just that when it comes out of our mouths, it's not the same. The melodies just don't add up. But your voice has been described as warm, honest, emotionally direct. How intentional were you about using restraint rather than vocal showmanship? And I'd also like you to do a comparison between music in those days, in the 90s and today.
Yeah. Well, hard to believe this when I tell people this, but it is true. When I first heard my voice coming out of the speakers in the studio, when we were recording things like Ocean Drive and Lifted, I didn't like my voice at all. And, because, I mean, I'll paint a scenario for you. So you go into a vocal booth, you know, you've got all these songs written, you're singing, say something like Lifted, and then you come out into the recording room, and there are lots of people in the room, you know, the engineer is there, the producer is there, your friends are there, and then your voice they play it back. And I hated it. I didn't like my voice because it was a bit like, you know, when you record your voice on your phone to say, hi, this is Tunde, I'm not around. Have you ever liked your voice when you heard your voice coming back at you? Because it doesn't sound the same as when you speak. So I never liked my voice, but the producer was just always very encouraging. Mike Peden, he produced our first 2 Last Family albums. And he would say, oh no, Tunde, he was Scottish, he'd say, oh Tunde, no, don't worry about it, it sounds amazing. So I just took his word for it and I, you know, went with it. So I think it takes time and a number of years before you kind of settle into that and I became a bit more confident about like what I sound like and how I sing. And like you are right, it's not about like vocal gymnastics and trying to show off your voice or anything like that. It's a bit more understated. So that's what I'll say about that. In terms of like comparing music from back then to today, things always evolve. You know, life, I always call it the plus factor. And you know, you always have to look for what else can we add to make it improve and expand and get better. And when you look at the sort of, at the moment, the whole Africa generally and Nigeria in particular, the musical culture is being exported far and wide. A lot of people are learning to speak the Yoruba language just because they like the music. And a lot of artists like, you know, they add our language into the new songs, especially the Afrobeat genre and stuff like that. So, and long may that continue.
Indeed. Right, Tunde, we'll go back into memory lane now with Lifted in just a few seconds.
So what was going through your mind when you were writing the song, Lifted, or when you were singing? What was going through you? As someone who lives more in that, you know, headspace.
Well, it's just a spiritual song. It's like, it's a hymn. But it's a hymn in the form of modern pop culture, pop music. I always like to refer to our songs as modern urban hymns. So even though it's pop music, it's popular music, there is that, as I said before, hymnal aspect about it. It's quite spiritual, but you know, you got to be careful. It's like, how do you say something spiritual in a pop way that everybody can relate to without it being, you know, because the moment you mention anything spiritual, most of the time, you know, there's a lot going on in the world, you know, and people are going through the hard times and all this stuff. People just want to be entertained. They want to have a good time. So it's like kind of finding a way to do that, but at the same time, say something that people can rely on now and in 20 years' time. And that's what's happened with a lot of these songs. I mean, Lifted, we recorded, that was released in 95. It's a long time ago.
Indeed.
And, but I love it. I have to say, I love it and I like it. I love it a lot when people come back and tell say to me, oh, that song still resonates with them today. There's a lot of nostalgia about it. It's for those reasons. It's not, we've never, Lata's family, and even me as a solo artist, we've never tried to be too trendy, because trends come and go very, very quickly. So it's a difficult thing to do. And like I said before, mainly you just do it for yourself, and hopefully it goes out there and everybody else embraces it, and then they make it their own.
Yeah, indeed, Tunde. I'm sure quite a lot of people might be asking, where is Lighthouse Family today?
Yeah, Lighthouse Family is still there. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to, even while we were making Lighthouse Family records, I've been fortunate to be able to just step out and make solo records and then come back into Lighthouse Family and do our stuff. So Paul and I, it's still there. You know, the last record we made was just before COVID. But then COVID happened and that changed a lot of things. And, you know, since then in fact, I've got 2 albums ready to go. But Lighthouse Family is there. It's there. It's bubbling there in the background. We might come out. You never say never. But it's just, it's a lot easier for me as a solo artist to decide. I might, you know, it's not for me to just go, well, who do I want to work with today, and maybe make some music with.
Exactly. So who are you looking to working with, especially here in Nigeria?
There are quite a few people that
You're giving us the ambiguous answer.
That are interesting. Because I think there's a lot of talent here. I mean, I've always known that anyway. Sometimes people don't necessarily want to do what you think might be a good idea to do. And that's fine, you know, because everybody's busy carving their own path. But yeah, I mean, I've got some stuff in the background that's already done even, that involves other African.
So we should look forward to those collabs.
Of course.
In the
And a
pipeline.
quick one today. How would you describe the Nigerian music scene? We have domestic entertainers also making inroad into places like England, the US, and you know, it's catching on. So what's the momentum like?
It's amazing. I mean, you only have to, honestly, you walk into a bar back in the UK, or I don't really go to clubs nowadays, like maybe it's an age thing, you know, kind of. But you walk into a bar, into a restaurant, Afro beats or African music, piano music, it's everywhere. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, that, you know, that should have been happening long time ago. So I'm for it. It's good to see that, you know, you go out there and you see other people wanting to learn the Yoruba language, for instance, because they want to sing some of those songs and to understand what is being said and what is being passed in those music. So yeah, it's a good thing. I like it a lot. Actually, yesterday I went to the Kiss Daniel show, and that was very entertaining. I loved it. It's just like, it's music. You see, that's the thing about music. It doesn't have any color, if you know what I mean. It's there for everybody. There's more than enough room for everybody to kind of bring their own contribution. And I always look at it like a bit of a necklace, you know? There's one bead, at 1 minute, people focus on this particular bead, but then you move and it builds and builds. And from one bead to the other, it's like, it all becomes part of, it's been happening like that for ages, you know? From the days of rock and roll and blues. And each little genre takes from what happened in the past and they add to it. Like I said before, it's like the plus factor. Indeed. You keep adding.
And you not only have a style with music, you also have a style with dancing, because we've seen some of your music videos and the way you move your body. But right now we'll go listen to Move and we'll be back to continue the conversation. So were you moving towards the lady, or the name Move and the lady, you know?
Well, yeah, as you can see in the video. No, strangely enough, that is actually of everything that I've done, this song here, Move, is my daughter's favorite song of mine. Which is kind of quite surprising to me. I don't know, she loves it. She thinks that's the best thing I've done. And I know that this was released years ago, but I think we're going to re-release this
Okay, but before you go, I'd just like to know what advice you'd give younger artists trying to balance relevance with authenticity, as we've seen you do.
Yeah, well, it's a bit like cooking a meal. Just make sure you get the measurements right. You know, don't be too extreme in anything. Because if you focus too much on wanting to be relevant, it's very fickle. Being relevant can be a fickle and transient thing because things change, especially in this day and age of technology and social media. Things change so quickly. So it's important, be relevant to your age, but also learn to try and be broad in what you do so that your relevance is not just stuck to a particular time frame.
Indeed, very good advice there, Tunde Baiyewu of Lighthouse family, and of course also a solo artist, as it were. I'd like to thank you very much for gracing us with your presence on Newsday. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Good to have you.
It's great fun.